Hello, I'm Levie, CEO and co-founder of Box, and welcome to our Public Sector Virtual Summit. I'm incredibly excited to share some of the breakthrough new updates that we have at Box, and then I'll hand it over to Brett to share a bit more about where we're taking our platform and how we're partnering with all of our amazing public sector customers. At Box, our mission is to power how the world works together, and we are fully dedicated to bring that mission to life across the full ecosystem of public sector agencies. This includes over 325 federal government agencies and over 10,000 state and local governments all around the world. The amazing work that all of these institutions do every single day is something that we're incredibly inspired by and very critical to our world. Now, what we are seeing is that AI is transforming everything about how we work. You're probably seeing this and feeling this every single day within your organization or your personal life. We've gone from a world where AI was really treated as an assistant to maybe reduce manual tasks. So you could ask it questions, you can get feedback on information, and get data back very quickly. To now, today, where AI agents are really able to automate full individual processes and tasks for the first time. So we're going from smaller tasks to now bigger parts of a workflow. And soon, and what you're going to see from us in terms of where we're taking the Box platform, is you'll soon be able to deploy AI agents at scale, still with human in the loop, to be able to automate workflows across any scale of government agency. And this is really going to allow us to free up time, energy, and resources to work on the highest impact areas of all of our organization's work. And as you scale up AI agents over time, we actually imagine a future where AI agents will become a much larger part of government operations. And in fact, in most organizations in the private or public sector, there's really a world where you might have 100 times more AI agents than even people, really allowing us to have a force multiplier of how much we can get done and ultimately how we can better improve the experiences for everybody that we work with and work for. You can almost think about it as, imagine really if any knowledge worker in an organization, whether that's again in the private sector or the public sector, had instant access to resources and talent and expertise that worked 1,000 times faster than any person. This could be anything from being able to get casework done, be able to generate marketing assets, review contracts, generate engineering data and code, and you are able to now automate many more of these workflows across an organization. Now, the impact of this is massive. On individual productivity, it means we get instant document review and analysis. We can review contracts instantaneously for new risk. We can create presentations and we can bring expertise to any of our data. But the really big impact is when you scale this out across an organization. This means smoother processing of data at scale, faster vendor onboarding, being able to have quicker service delivery to citizens and customers, and reduce risks, which can take on a whole variety of meanings across the federal or state and local governments. Imagine if we can begin to process information at scale and deploy AI agents to automate the work around that information. Now, what's interesting is that we've largely already been able to automate the work that deals with structured data in the past. This is really, the history of computing has been defined by automating all of this structured data workflows. But that's really only about 10% of our data in an enterprise. If you think about what is structured data, it's the data that goes into a database. It's our CRM system data, it's our ERP system data, it's our HR system data. It's in rows and columns, and you can query it, and you can build software that reads and writes to that data. But this only represents a very small fraction of our daily work. If you just think about all of the work that we collectively do every single day, especially in the public sector, the vast majority of this work deals with unstructured data. It's working on engagement campaigns. It's providing healthcare services. It's processing benefits and claims. It's modernizing citizen experiences. It's working with contracts and research information. Think about all of that data that goes into these workflows. It's all unstructured. It's PDFs and docx files and PowerPoint presentations. It's research material. It's contracts. It's financial data. All of it is unstructured. And that's actually 90% of the data that we have inside of our organizations. So while 10% of our data we've been able to automate workflows around, and we've been able to really tap into and query and ask questions of, 90% of our data we've never been able to do that with. And so AI, for the first time, lets us tap into all of this data to be able to pull out rich insights or be able to automate nearly any workflow in an organization. This means all of the unstructured data that we've been sitting on, we can bring AI agents to that information to automate so many more of our processes. This could mean things like accelerating permit processes by reviewing documents and information that gets uploaded or generated to be able to streamline the experiences for businesses or citizens. Imagine being able to instantly analyze and surface insights in any kind of criminal investigation. The ability to bring justice far faster now is something we've never been able to do before until we had AI. Or imagine being able to accelerate all the forms of documents that we take in from the public, review them, analyze them, and deliver better services to anyone. This is the power of AI agents on our unstructured data. AI agents can now accelerate every single aspect of mission and service delivery. We can have AI agents read any amount of content, any amount of data at scale, process that information, and automate workflows. Now, there's a catch, which is that unfortunately most agencies, and this is true of the private sector as well, are not yet really able to fully tap into the value of their unstructured data. And this is due to the kind of architectures that we have in many organizations. If you think about the way that our information is organized at the moment, it generally is fragmented between a large number of document management systems, storage infrastructure, collaboration tools, and point solutions that automate parts of our workflows. Now, this has always been a challenge for the enterprise because it silos our data, which means it's hard to access this information. The tools are disconnected, so end users have to hop between lots of different applications. It's often unsecure because it's hard to keep the permissions in sync between these technologies, and it's really costly because now you have a lot of redundant data storage that you're having to manage. So this has been a major pain point in the past, but now with AI, it's existential as an issue. And the reason it's existential is because in a world where you have 100 times more AI agents than people, think about the new challenges that will emerge as AI agents go roam around these systems to try and find the data that you want them to work with. The first is that agents will often work with the wrong information. They'll ask or query the wrong system, and they'll get data back thinking that it's the right authoritative data. But maybe that system is not up to date. Maybe it doesn't have the latest contract or healthcare record or financial asset that you're trying to review. So this is a problem with heavily fragmented data environments. The next issue you have is that AI agents can accidentally leak data to the wrong people. This is either due to them being prompt injected, or maybe somebody has access to an old repository of information that wasn't kept up to date with the latest security permissions or controls that that company has. And now when a user goes in and asks a question of an agent, the agent will gladly go find the data that that user has access to, but that they shouldn't have access to anymore. And this can reveal things like payroll information or financial data or HR information that the user really shouldn't have access to. So maintaining clean access controls and permissions is incredibly important to be able to keep our agents only revealing the right information to the user. And then finally, you have this challenge of just interoperability. What do you do when you have data that you want to be able to have access to with an OpenAI model, but then the next day you want it working with an Anthropic model or eventually a Gemini model? It's obviously impractical to then move your data across all of those systems. So we need agentic systems that play nicely with one another and work together in a very seamless way. So this is a major challenge as companies or organizations and agencies go and deploy AI in their organization, is the underlying data fabric and how we manage our unstructured information is going to matter more than ever before. And so government needs a platform that can connect content to AI securely. And that is what we've been building at Box. With the Box Intelligent Content Management Platform, we put content at the center of everything we do. We then power the full life cycle of content on top of the content. So storage, sharing, collaboration, workflow automation, e-signature, and much more. And then we bring the full power of AI directly into the core of our platform. And now we're taking that even further with new AI agent capabilities. With that platform, we then plug into any of the third-party applications that our customers work in. So this could be SAP, it could be Salesforce, it could be IBM, it could be ServiceNow, Slack, and many other technologies. And we also let our customers build no-code apps on top of our platform as well. So this could be everything from contract management to case management systems and more. The power, though, is a single source of truth for content, with all of the functionality brought to the enterprise content, as opposed to moving the content to all of the different tools that offer those capabilities. This means you get a single source of truth for enterprise information that you can then access and connect to any AI system or other application across an organization. Now, organizations that take full advantage of their unstructured data will thrive in the AI-first era. Today, we are going to take that even further by revolutionizing how you work with your unstructured data at scale. And to share a bit more about what we're doing within the government and where we're taking our platform, I'd like to introduce you to Brett Conrad.